Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Glad to see you all again. There's no juice. Where's the juice? Everybody's football season, man. I've been waiting on this. Excited. Training camp. Excited to have the guys back. We know our guys have been doing a really good job this off season, and I'm really excited to see the work that they put in this off season. Our coaches are fired up. Have a big time meeting tonight. Looking forward to that. Just seeing the guys get back on campus, seeing the smiles and excitement. You know, it's football season, and our guys understand the work that we have in front of us, and they look forward to the challenges that we have in front of us. But we all are happy to be back. We're really excited to be back around you all, and time for some interesting stories.
All right, questions? Start with Ira.
Hey, Coach. How about the incoming signing class? Is everybody able to report, and will everybody be eligible right away?
We have everybody. Actually, two guys won't be here tomorrow. One probably won't be here towards the end of part of the week. Xavier Peters, he'll be here towards the end of part of this week, and then Trayshawn Harris, he will be here tomorrow evening. He's here. He was here, but he had to go back home for a family emergency, and he'll be back here tomorrow evening.
Obviously, the news this week, Coach Andrews coming back to kind of help out as a special assistant. Could you talk about how that came about and kind of what you're hoping to see out of that role?
Well, I got a chance to meet Coach Andrews since I've been back here, and again, grew up watching the defenses, kind of like you all have, and understand how important this program is to him. I know for me personally, ever since I became a head football coach, I always had someone like Coach Andrews on my staff, and I know it's great to have someone like that that's been here. He's seen it all, and have a lot of knowledge of the game. You have a lot of knowledge of Florida State, and I think he's someone that not only myself but our entire staff can learn something from while he's here, and I think he's going to be great to be around our football team.
Coach, quarterbacks, I was asking about that. I mean, if we're using like a track or a race metaphor, are all three of these quarterbacks in the same block, at the same point in your eyes in terms of this race and winning that job?
Oh, absolutely. They're all going to have an opportunity. They all understand that, and that starts now. I mean, it started a while, but now we're in training camp now, and those guys understand they got to go out and perform each and every day. And it's not only at the quarterback position. I think at other positions as well, they're going to be graded every single day, and so you'll see that depth chart move around a little bit if guys have bad days. So they know what it's going to take. They know they got to separate themselves, and again, like I told you guys before, I'm looking forward to seeing who separates themselves.
Goes to Fit.
Coach, wanted to ask you about this off-campus practice. What are the advantages of taking a team to an off-campus site? And I know it's something that Coach Harbaugh has done before. What have you learned from him with the same experience?
I wouldn't necessarily say I learned from him because I haven't done it with him before, but I know we did it before when we was at South Florida. I think it just goes to what we're trying to do, to what we've been trying to do since day one, is bring our team together. And I think going off at a different place allow you to do that in a place where you're not necessarily comfortable, and allow you to work in an environment that is not comfortable. We're going to see that throughout the season when we go to opposing teams' places, but going somewhere and getting the team unity and coming together, not just players but coaches and all. I think it's really important for our football team, and looking forward to it.
You're right. Coach?
Coach, you said there's going to be a lot of competition
competitive, and guys at every single position have to come ready to practice every single day. And again, it's tough to come to practice every single day and compete at a high level when you don't have competition at it. But I know when guys know they got a chance to compete and a chance to win a job, and they're gonna come to work every single day, and we need that. That's what we want our program built on, competition, and it's gonna always be that way, you know. So I think every position right now, guys know that. It's been that way since spring ball, and it's again on our players to separate themselves and make it a no-brainer that they be the guy. The beauty is we have plenty of guys to compete, so that's the fun part of it is that we have guys to compete and can earn a job, and our players know that.
Coach, we're gonna go Joe, over here to your left.
Say, Joe.
Good, how you doing, Coach?
Great.
Just going back to quarterback for a second, can you, how has DeAndre been since end of spring practices and just with kind of the off-field incidents that he had? Has he won back enough of the team?
He's been doing everything we asked him to do, you know. Since his incidents, he's done the thing we asked him to do. He's handled the consequences that he had, and he's moved back on campus. He's around his teammates. He's at every workout. He's doing the thing we asked him to. You know, I think, and all those guys are. But I think talking about winning the team, I don't think that's just happened over the summer. I think that's still a part of the process. Not only him, but all those guys, Blackman and Hockman, to win the entire team over. That's still a process, work in progress, and they all are doing a good job. You know, now just being able to win the team over, doing those things, but also win them over by making plays on the football field. And now they get an opportunity to do that starting tomorrow.
As far as him moving back on campus, was that something you suggested or something that he did on his own?
That's something he wanted to do. You know, I think he realized again how important that is. You know, after we constantly talk about how important it is that he win his teammates back over, that he be the guy that the guys want to play for. I think that's so important for whomever plays the quarterback position. Is they got to get the guys around them who want to play for them. And it's hard to do that if you're not around the guys, you know. So, but you see him all the time. He's around the guys. They're all joking and laughing, and it's a great sight to see for me personally, to see those guys around each other and laughing and joking, and because that's what we want.
Go to Tim, over on your right.
Does the foundation that you laid in the spring maybe allow you to approach this group of practices differently? Maybe not spend as much time on the basics of what you want to do.
I think it helps us understand what we're doing better. You know, I'm looking forward to these practices being a lot sharper than what they were in the spring. You know, looking forward to our guys going out and executing things and not have to do a lot of redos. You know, but we're going to go through some of the same things we went through the spring. I think it's important that we go over those same things again. So our guys can again have a great understanding of what we're doing and how we doing it, and probably the most important thing is why we do it. You know, so we're relearning from spring ball over again, and we think that's going to help our guys understand what we're doing a lot better, and then again our freshmen, they can learn from what we did in the spring.
Wayne?
Coach, with the quarterback battle, is there a date that you want to have a decision made by, or is this something that could go all the way to the final practice before Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I would like to have one before, have it decided before Labor Day. That's the plan, you know, but again, we haven't set no time, a date and time. I think our players got the date and time, you know, when they decide to separate themselves and make it a no-brainer. Is when we'll make that decision. So it's gonna be pretty cool to watch them go do their thing.
We'll go to Corey, over here to your left.
Willie, when did you first hear, it might be awkward because he's in the room, but when did you first hear of Walt Bell? How did you get to know him, and what made the ultimate decision for you to hire him?
When I first heard of Walt Bell, I think it was the first game of the season. I was able to watch that game, and they played Texas, watched what they did. Unfortunately, lost his quarterbacks. But watched what they did against Texas was pretty interesting, and not only to watch that, but to see some of the same things we were doing was pretty cool. So when it came time to hire an offensive coordinator, just trying to find some similarity, someone that's similar to the things we're doing, someone that believe in what we're doing, and someone that really want to be here, you know. And probably the most important thing for me is someone that was gonna be a great mentor to our quarterbacks and to our offense. And got on the phone with Walt, chatted with Walt, really impressed with Walt, and came down and interviewed, and I think whoever was in the room, I don't think we had our entire staff there yet, but whoever was in the room, I think we all was impressed with him and felt like he'll be a good fit for what we're doing.
How did the dynamic work in the spring? I know you're gonna call plays, but I guess what is that dynamic like? What will his role be?
He's quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator. He's coordinating the offense and making sure things mesh together. Walt and I work really close throughout the week and making sure we're on the same page with things. He have the rest of the offensive coaches, things they gotta get done to make sure that he can coordinate and everything go right the way that we want it to. But he's coordinating, he's making sure everything is in place and making sure the plays that I like to call, they're on there, we're practicing them, and we're doing it the way that we wanna do it, you know, so, yeah. And then on Saturdays, I'm gonna call the plays, and, sure there'll be time when, hey, Walt, I need a play. And Walt, got you, coach. Boom. There'll be time where, hey, Greg, give me one of your best running plays. He's gonna give it to me, but, there's gonna be a lot of time where I lean heavily on those guys, and call them plays. I think that's part of it too. These guys work, tirelessly all week long, what's going on, we all do, and, there's times where I might get stuck throughout the series and need a play, and so I'm gonna lean on those guys. And I think when you run the offense and, there's an up-tempo, it's tough to have a lot of voices because of calling and the tempo standpoint. So, I need some, I lean on those guys.
Go to Allison in the back.
Coach, you talked about Mickey Andrews already, but with Frank Beamer, Bobby Bowden coming back to be honorary captains that first game, I mean, how important, you talked about it before, but how important is to keep those guys close and really integrate them into what you're doing every day?
Well, these guys have kind of made it what Florida State, what it is today, and why we all are crazy about Florida State is the work that they put in, and I think it's important for our players to understand that. Think about these guys, a lot of them wasn't even born when we were doing some of those things, so it's really important for me, it's for our guys to understand, guys that came before them, the coaches that came before them, and guys that kind of made it to what it is today. And I think when they understand that, then it means more to them when they wake up in the morning to come represent Florida State University. They understand there's a standard, there's a way that you're supposed to be, and I need our football team to understand that. So I think having guys around that's done it and was a part of it is a good way to doing that, and I think they deserve it.
Did they know, I mean, how big Mickey Andrews was though when you made that announcement? I mean, you said they were born.
No, I don't think our players necessarily know as much. I think their parents know, and I think some of their parents let them know. I will tell you this, by the time we get through training camp, our players are gonna know a lot more about Florida State University. They're gonna know a lot more about our past and guys that came before them, because each night they're gonna learn something different, and they're gonna learn something again about guys that came before them. So that's important to me, and it's a perfect time during training camp that they learn that and understand that is being a Nole is special, and we gotta make sure we keep continuing to make it special.
All right, Gene?
Coach, when we last saw your team in the spring, you're a little thin on the offensive line. How is that unit health-wise right now? Is there a guy or two that may be limited or held out when you
Yeah,
start?
my man, Derek Kelly, a little banged up a little bit, but he'll be back. He'll probably be limited here as we start off, but, everyone else will be out there practicing, ready to go. And I can't wait to see some of these guys and get a chance to see them in the spring, so really, really excited about that. And I'm really excited to see how much improvement the guys that practice in the spring and how much improvement they made. I think that's really important, is that those guys continue to get better as well, you know, and as we go to training camp, it's gonna be crucial that we develop some depth on the offensive line.
Spit?
Coach, with Nooney Murray and Marvin Wilson, what are their statuses heading into fall camp? Will they be full go or limited in some fashion?
Those guys, they'll be limited. You won't see them the first part of training camp, but, I think as we get towards the end of training camp, you'll see those guys out there practicing with us.
I have another question about the off-campus practices.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
No, I'm sorry. Do you have I know you might not have, you won't know how much it will cost until after you go, but ballpark figured, is that something in mind? I know Michigan spent close to $300,000 on it, I believe, if I have those numbers right, $350,000 almost. You guys have a ballpark figure how much it might cost?
No, I doubt if we're spending that much money on it, but, no. I just want to make sure they got a practice field and some hash marks and numbers on it and a goalpost.
So no food then?
No, we got some oranges down there, we got some oranges and stuff.
Kurt, to your right.
With the VT game, obviously, coaching staff largely new, but the core group of players, same that's been here. How much can it help even if the coaching staff knew that you've got guys who now each of the last 2 years have played in really high-profile games week one and know how to be ready for that?
I think it helps that guys have played in big-time games like this. The hype, it helps guys understand the hype. I don't think that'll necessarily gonna help us win the ball game, you know, but understanding the hype that's around it all. Thing we gotta do is understand getting that the outcome didn't happen the way we wanted it to this past year when we did it, and here we go again with a big time game. We got to make sure that we come out on the other end of that. You know, I think that was a tone setter for last year, and we didn't handle it the right way. So it's so important that we learn from our mistakes and make sure we're practicing and doing the things we can to be ready for a really good Virginia Tech football team that's coming here on Labor Day.
Aslan in the back.
Coach, in terms of scholarship players that you had in the spring, are you expecting everybody to carry over into the fall, or is there any sort of attrition in that regard?
I think we have one guy left. He's no longer with us anymore, but other than that, I can't think of anybody that's gone. It's a good thing, really good thing.
Stay in the back, I think, is that Michael?
Yeah. Coach, can you expand on that thought of teaching the players a little bit more about the history of Florida State football, kind of like the methods that you need to use, and do any moments stick out in your mind in your path since then?
Well, one thing I'm planning on doing through training camp is each night this first week, our guys gonna see parts of the Bowden dynasty. I think that's watching that movie. It tell you pretty much everything about Florida State and how it started, and you feel good about yourself after watching that movie, knowing the history and everything that happened here at Florida State. So that's one way, and continue to have former players and coaches come in and speak with our guys. I do think after watching the dynasty and our guys, seeing those guys in action and playing, when they do come speak to us, they have a better understanding of who that person is and why we're all crazy about whoever it was. So, but we got to continue to do those things in order for them to understand what we really want them to do.
Go to Brendan, front left.
Hey Willie, from the spring, what progress did you see your offense make in terms of running the tempo or the ramped up tempo? And I guess in your previous experience, how long can it take for a group to get comfortable with something that's different, that fast?
I think the big part of it, once they know what to do, I don't think the tempo part of it is gonna kill them. You know, I think in the spring, for them trying to memorize the play and also go fast, I think that was big, that was new for them. I think now that they understand the tempo and better, they understand the plays better, it makes it so much easier for them. And then after having a whole summer with Coach O, from a conditioning standpoint, it makes things a lot easier for them. So I think it all goes back to them just understanding their jobs and what they're supposed to do, and the tempo part of it just come because that's just the way we practice, you know. And again, we're not trying to get 100 plays or anything like that, but we dictate the tempo when we want to, so our guys understand that as well.
We'll go back to Gene.
Coach, we're hearing you guys are moving along pretty well with the football complex, with where that's coming, the progress there. Are you happy with where that's at, and why is that so important? Why do you guys feel like you need to have this state-of-the-art facility?
Yeah, I'm happy where we're at, and again, it speaks value to our leadership here in our administration, and their vision, and to making sure that our student athletes have the best of the best. You know, we have high expectations here at Florida State, and with those high expectations, we got to make sure we're giving our student athletes the best that they can have to live up to those expectations, or it wouldn't be fair to them. So I think it's very important to make sure that they have the very best of whatever it is they need to be successful, because that's what we expect out of them, the very best, and that's what we want to be. So they go hand in hand. You know, you want to be the best, give them the best, and then it all marries up with the expectation.
All right, we got time for two more if anybody's got anything else for Coach Taggart. Go to Ira.
Coach, you spoke about Coach Bell a little bit. Could you talk about Coach Barnett? And you knew, obviously you knew what he had done before, but then after seeing the spring and some of the offseason, how you felt about the job he's doing as a defense?
I think Coach Barnett is doing a really, really good job with our defense, with our defensive coaches, with our players. They just go hand in hand with what I said from day one about lethal simplicity. That's the way he teaches and coach over there, the same way we do on the offense side of the ball, where it's simple and allow our guys to play fast. And I've been really, really impressed with how close our defensive staff have come together so quick, you know. And it seems like, I mean, when you see those guys, or you walk by the meeting room, or you see them out, that they've been together forever. They just having fun with one another. And I think that's critical. That's very important, you know. And I think that makes a huge difference when you talk about putting the staff together and coming together, and our players seeing that as well. You know, we try to get our players together, and I think it's important that they see us all together. I think first and foremost, that's been impressive, just how those guys have come together. So when they're together, then it's easy to go sell the vision and teach it to our guys, and you see our guys are buying into it. You know, they're up there all summer long studying football, and to me, because of the leadership of Coach Barnett and the plan he put in place for these kids to study and learn football, you know, and they're happy doing it. You know, big part of it because it's simple and they can just play. So I've been very, very impressed with Coach Barnett and what he's doing on that side of the ball, and I think it's going to pay big dividends for us.
All right, we'll give Tom the last one, back left.
Coach, obviously you have a camp in front of you and you need to focus on that, and you've coached the spring game with Dope, but have you allowed yourself to envision what it's going to be like running out of the tunnel for real? Monday night against Virginia Tech, and what thoughts do you have, and how excited are you for that?
I ain't excited yet, but it's going to get there. I've thought about it plenty of times. We walk out there with recruits and all. I'm kind of like the recruits. I kind of envision myself coming out here too, and all the fans are there, but that's about it. You know, I haven't really gotten that far to the Virginia Tech game. Just really excited about tomorrow. Really excited about the meeting tonight. First meeting back together, and just trying to stay in the moment and knowing that when that day do come, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of emotion, you know, but it's going to be go time. You know, we got to make sure that everything we do from now, tonight's meeting, and to that game, we're doing everything to prepare us to go out and play the very best game that Florida State University can play.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate y'all. Glad to see you. Look forward to seeing you all throughout the rest of training camp.